The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the Way FM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. It might take her a hot second to get to the point.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
But it'll be worth it. It's News-ish with Betty Rock on The Wally Show.
We live in a judgmental world. That's just how it is. And I think social media has really amped it up a bit. But people are sharing online. And of course, I had to read all of these because I'm judging the judgmental, okay?
I love it.
But people are sharing the things that they see people do that they are silently judging you on. So if you were guilty of any of these, you may want to step back a bit and think, I don't want to do anything that might be making people judge me.
As the least judgmental person on the show, I'm not... No, me.
You?
Yeah, I don't know that I will do any of these.
Okay, wait a minute, because I'm going to start with the first one that I heard you recently judge people on. But honestly, you have every right to. It's those people at the airport that are pushy and they crowd people while flying. Like when the flight... the wheels have barely touched the ground and everyone just gets up.
Yeah.
Or that time that Wally was trying to put his luggage in the overhead compartment or you're trying to get it down, remember?
Yeah.
And this woman tried to walk around you and you said out loud I guess we're all trying.
I guess we're all just getting off the plane willy-nilly. Okay, you have at it.
But people
the social rules that people break. A guy on the last flight, the row behind me, if you get up in the aisle, that's fine. You're getting your stuff. But he gets in the aisle and then he moves up one row to then block me getting my stuff.
Okay, calm down. You're being a bit too judgmental, okay? Another one that is something I just want to point out, okay?
Sure.
Just randomly. People that dominate conversations and won't let the other one speak. If you tend to do this, people are judging you.
Okay, what if they have nothing interesting to say? It is not my fault that I've lived an interesting life.
Oh, gosh.
And I want to share it.
Okay. Another one, and this one I wouldn't agree with. If anything, I would say do it more. But people are judging you if you talk loudly on your cell phone in public.
Oh, I hate that.
I don't.
You don't?
I want to know the tea.
Oh,
I am there. Your conversation is probably better than my personal conversation that I'm having with the person in front of me. I would tell that person in front of me, shh, let's listen to what's going on.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah, because sometimes people do it because they want to be braggadocious about something that they're doing.
Yeah.
And then other times I think they're just loud. Mm-hmm. There was a whole Instagram guy that would sit at airports and stuff, and when he would hear people talk the one side of the conversation, he would sit next to them and have the other side of the conversation on his phone. Somebody would, and they look at him and he's like, what? I'm on the phone. It was one of the funniest twists to get somebody to stop doing that.
I love it.
So there you go. Maybe you found out that you're a little judgmental, or areas that you're like, yeah, that checks out. I deserve to judge people for that. And that's going to do it for your News-ish. Thanks, Rock. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. We do little things only you can say about your weekend. This is things that make it unique to you and something that you did that you feel like sharing with us. Betty Rock, you got something?
Yeah, I do. I was told over the weekend that I give a well-known celebrity, I give their type of energy.
Oh.
Do you want to guess what it is, or do you want me to just tell you?
Charles Manson.
We've always had people kind of compare you to Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah, I get that.
That's
but
true, and I love that.
It feels like it's somebody else.
It's
somebody else.
Yeah, it's somebody else. This person, and given this was told to me at church, so take that also. Someone said that I give off Dolly Parton energy.
Oh,
how big was your hair?
Yeah.
Right? Massive,
Yeah.
okay? I don't know if it had to do with my hair.
Yeah.
It was just that I don't know. He said, now take this for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But and don't take it in a negative way, okay? But you're giving Dolly Parton energy.
Could it have been the way that you were speaking at the time.
You know, it might have been.
Yeah,
but I'm not real sure.
Had you talked to your parents on the phone earlier?
I had.
Yeah, because
I had.
the second you talk to your mama or daddy, like, you get so country. It's funny. Like, the other day, she was on the phone, and I'm like, girl, you just talked to your dad, because now all of a sudden I hear you twanging it out, man.
It happens if I get angry, sleepy, or just amped up.
Yeah.
But I try and tone it down, okay?
Yeah.
So this is me toning it down.
Okay, Dolly Parton energy, though, there are worse things to be said about you.
for sure.
Like, I like
right?
that. I think he meant it as a compliment,
And
because everyone loves Dolly.
Right. I took it as a compliment.
Yeah, everyone loves Betty.
Yeah.
That's very true. All right, so there's Betty Rocks. What is yours? What's that thing that only you can say about your weekend? We love hearing your stories, getting us all caught up from the weekend on this Monday. So 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take your story now. What do you got?
Well, I was on a highway headed home, just a 2-lane highway, but I ran into a big cow.
Literally or figuratively?
Literally.
You literally ran into the cow with your car?
Well, no, not ran into it. I was passing, and the cow was right on the side of the road.
Oh.
Not literally ran into it.
Got it.
No, but I was afraid someone would run into it, so I tried to find the owner in the neighbor right there. I went to the house, but no one was home, so...
Did you look on all the telephone posts for a flyer with just a cute picture of a cow that says, "Lost cow, answers to the name of Betsy"? That's where I would have started looking. What is that thing that you think is unique to you?
So it's a little sad, but also uplifting. It was my friend's father's funeral. However, why it was uplifting was because he was a believer, and the accounts that everyone said about him was so encouraging, that he was full of faith. So it was very encouraging to hear that, and also made me, want to live a life that he lived.
Yeah, it's a great reminder, because it makes you wonder, what are people going to say about me when I pass on? Wally, is that ever an idea in your mind?
Not really, because I want it to be a roast, and so I'm trying to give them as much material as I can. I remember at my dad's funeral, you don't want to be there, and I remember this kid showed up in this really tight basketball jersey, and like, why are you wearing this to a funeral, man? Like, this is my dad, like, have some respect. And then, like, I got to talking to him, and I found out that my dad was this kid's coach when he was a kid, and he chose to wear his, like, junior high basketball jersey to honor my dad. It was so cool.
Yeah, but having a midriff at a funeral, that's a little weird.
It's a risky move, but, like, with the story, it made it okay.
Monday School is a chance for Wally to share what he learned at church and prove that he went.
This week we looked at the story of Samson. He's the strong guy in the Bible that lost all his power because he let Delilah cut his hair. And there's parts of the story that I didn't know, so it was a learning experience. He had so much problem, he had so much potential, but he was also human. See, Samson was a Nazirite. He was set apart by God. Now, most people chose to take like the Nazirite vow, but God chose this life for Samson. They have restrictions on you can't cut your hair, you can't be around dead bodies, and you can't drink wine. And so many people see boundaries as restrictions, but boundaries aren't about limitation, it's about preparation. With great power like Samson's comes great responsibility. That's from Spider-Man 1-3. First Spider-Man 1-3. And we all have a calling, but a calling without character will always lead to compromise. I thought this was really good, that there are boundaries that we are being protected. The boundaries protect us against making mistakes. And boundaries are also about growing in your relationship with God. If you think back to the Garden of Eden, there was one boundary. He gave them one boundary. Hey, just don't eat from that tree. And there was a consequence for breaking that, and they did. And Samson was supposed to be set apart to deliver the Israelites from the Philistines, but instead, he married a Philistine woman, and he got close to what he should have been avoiding. He flirted with it. He walked as close to the flame as he could, and it ended up ultimately burning him. And nothing is more dangerous than thinking you're fine because you're still functioning. The job looks steady, the marriage is intact, the family's happy, this ministry's thriving, all of these things that on the outside look fine, but you're compromised inside, and the stuff on the outside looks good. The inside's broken, and Samson was kind of that way. He wasn't right with God. He began to drift from God, but God still continued to use him, But that can end when we treat holy things casually. There's a responsibility that God gives us with different things in our lives, a ministry or, a job, a family, whatever, and you have to treat it well. He lost his strength when Delilah cut his hair, but the Bible says God left him. God removed his hand from him. But if you flash forward to the end of the story, Samson in his brokenness came back to God when he was at his lowest. Broken, humiliated, alone, he cried out to God and said, God, remember me and strengthen me one more time. And God did. And so even if God removed his favor, it doesn't mean that God leaves us. There's things that I think that God does entrust us with. And if we abuse it, like a parent, he says, okay, you're not ready for this. Mm-hmm. And he gives it to someone else. Mm-hmm. And that's sad because it's a missed opportunity. But even with all of that happening, the mistakes that we've made, when we cry out to him and repent, he restores our strength immediately, just like he did with Samson. So there you go. Maybe you're in that place today and that lands with you. It's an interesting story. Go back and read the whole thing because that's just a snapshot of all the nuances of that story, and it's really, really good. And that's your Monday School for today. I think to survive, we compartmentalize our lives. Everything has a box and we kind of put things in there. You've got school or you've got work or you've got church. But the reality is our faith colors everything that we do. That's one of the things I really liked when I was teaching at Colorado Christian University. Faith had to be integrated into the business classes or whatever the class was. It was a fundamental part of the education as a whole. And I think that's how we change the world.
When I was going to CCU as a student, I was thinking, how are they going to incorporate the Bible into math? And somehow they made it happen. All CCU online courses are designed for busy adults, and most courses, they're only 5 weeks long, so you can take one class at a time and still have time to enjoy your life.
I know I wrote papers at a campground one time, so it wasn't crazy once you get the system down. So that's why if you want to continue your education, both Betty and I highly recommend Colorado Christian University.
It's never too late to pursue your passion. Take the first step today and visit online.ccu.edu. CCU is a nonprofit impact partner.
Getting you caught up. It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
Believe it or not, there are still Americans stranded in the Middle East trying to get home amid the conflict in Iran. And the State Department has confirmed, though, that 24,000 Americans have made it home. But they were the lucky ones. There was one lady that was stranded in Doha in Qatar. She said, I can't believe I'm actually here. It was just supposed to be a layover. Oh, and that airport got hit and it got shut down. The airspace has been a problem. Said I've been here almost a week now. I wake up to the interception of missiles and drones every morning. It's absolutely horrifying.
I hope that she's speaking the truth, and that's not coming from me just being judgmental, because I recently heard about this YouTuber, this aviation YouTuber. He claims that he's stranded in Singapore because of this war.
Yeah.
But it turns out a lot of people did some recon on it. He could have gotten on a plane if he wanted to sit in economy. But he didn't want to do that.
Hey, we all have, the war's trouble for everybody. Yeah, okay, that's totally different than this poor lady. Yeah, she's in there, and you think about it. The thing is, like, she's like horrified, but for us, we go, no one should live like this. But for people in these countries, in Ukraine and in the Middle East, this is another Monday.
Right.
This is what they've become accustomed to living with. And it's sad. I mean, it's really sad that the areas are so torn up like that. And this lady who's stranded said the government has like zero help for her. And the airlines have suspended the operation because the airspace above them is closed. So their hands are kind of tied too. And I remember flying to Doha, where this lady is in Qatar, for a layover as well on a compassion trip. And I remember looking at my flight on the back of my headrest when we were there. I'm like, oh my goodness, we are flying right near Iran and Kuwait. And I mean, I'm 35,000 miles in the air, and there hadn't been like a conflict going on at that time. And it still made me like a little nervous there, So you imagine what people are going through.
Yeah.
Like, that's unsettling. And they say timing is everything. And one of the big questions that keeps coming up is, when were people told not to travel to that area by the State Department? because it's easy to say, well, why would you go there for vacation anyway? But some people, like this lady, were there for a funeral, and now she can't get home, and she even missed the funeral that she was there for, too. And so did they give enough people early enough warning to not go there is kind of been the question. Like, I'm leaving for Africa with Compassion on Thursday, and I had to register with the State Department for updates and stuff like that because it's further south. But I mean, that area, everything gets messed up over there, and it can be a powder keg. So where we're going, though, is a level 2, so it's pretty calm. And they stated, the State Department, that the concern was mainly for women traveling in that region. So I was like, phew. My wife, on the other hand, was...
Wow.
Yeah, I remember bringing that up on a Zoom with people, making that joke with all the people going. And
because everyone wants to know the jokes.
Because there were only 3 guys on the trip, basically, and all these women were like, what?
Oh, my word.
Yeah, so anywho...
Always bring the light.
I do. And so we're going to be there for about 8 or 9 days with Compassion and seeing the work that they do. And we're doing something really cool. We're flipping the script and letting some kids this time while we're there pick some sponsors from the U.S. Themselves, which will be really cool. And so if you want to follow along, I would love that. Follow along, share it. It'll be on our socials and then also at wayfm.com.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
Sometimes I think we tend to devalue the advice of older people. We're like, oh, you don't get it. You're just old now. and Betty does this to me every day.
What? No.
But there was a lady who's been married for 70 years, okay? That's a long time. And so she dished out a little bit of relationship advice. They got married in 1956, and her advice was try to understand the other person. Let them be them. Oh, that's such good advice. And if you're angry, put yourself in the other person's shoes. She says doing that stuff goes a long way.
That's such good advice.
It really is. It really, really is. Because there is a tendency for women, and I'm going to step on some toes here, because God wired you in a certain way.
I don't like when you use that. Say what you need to say without saying God wired.
He did, though.
Don't use the words wired.
He did. He created us in different roles, and women are great at helping.
Okay.
They love to be helpers. They love to be, that person that says, hey, well, why don't you try it this way? Have you thought about it this way? I know you just spent hours on this, but I would have done it this way. Or you turn left here, things like that. Take that parking space over there. Like, they're helping. And guys don't always see it as helping. We see it as nagging and
controlling.
I'm deficient. And so what you're doing is trying to make me better or change me. That's how guys see that a lot of times. And those two things, collide head first. And so this idea of trying to understand the other person and say, okay, she's not trying to control me. She genuinely is trying to help me. And that's her way of helping and investing in this marriage. And when you see it that way, you see it a little bit differently. It doesn't have the same connotation. And trying to put yourself in their shoes. All right, like with my wife and me driving, there are times I get distracted when I'm thinking about work and everything. And so I've gotten to the point where I tell her, hey, I'm a little distracted today. So then her telling me where we're going and, hey, make sure you turn here. You're not going to work. Turn left instead. Helps me. So I put myself in her shoes because it's not her fault. She doesn't know unless I tell her when I'm distracted. And then other days I'll say, look, I'm good. I'm not thinking of anything else. I'm good. I don't need to be told what to do today. We're good, okay?
Do you say it with that same tone? Because the tone needs to be fixed.
Yeah, that's part of my problem too. So yeah, always my fault, Rock, apparently. So let's talk about this with you, okay? 855-33-WAY-FM. Whether you've got a year in the game or whether you've got 40 years in the game, what is your marriage advice? This is your marriage masterclass, okay? So what would you share that you think has been really good in your marriage that could help somebody else out? Because I'm always pulling for marriages. Like they're under attack these days, and it takes a toll on kids and our society and stuff. So want to strengthen them. That's our goal. And so how would you advise people on the best way to have a good, solid marriage? 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. And we'll take your marriage masterclass now. Les, hopefully you've got more because we're doing our marriage masterclass. And so how long have you been married?
It'll be 39 years this June.
Wow, that is amazing. I've got 33 years in the game, 34 in June.
We're the same age, I think.
Oh, you must have
You and
gotten
I.
married a little younger than me then.
I was a year out of high school, and my wife was 8 days out of high school.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, there's a big life change.
Yes.
So what's your advice then?
I came to the realization that it's not a competition. It's a partnership.
Oh.
And even if you disagree, you still have to be on the same page in the disagreement. It
That's
doesn't
true.
matter who wins or loses. It matters what the ultimate outcome is.
Yeah, it's not about that battle. It is about the war, and like the
Exactly.
long-term thing. You can win an argument, but you can damage your relationship, and is it worth it?
Right. And I have heard Wally say on countless times, I needed to win. Okay.
Yeah.
When he refers to conversations with his wife, he has to Google something that she's claiming she knows all
when
about.
she's wrong, man. like dead wrong.
But also,
and he's
too, you
not-
have to
he's not
choose.
wrong.
Well, but you have to choose whether you want to be right or you want to be happy.
That's very true.
Ultimately, it's like he said, it's not the battle, it's the war. You can't win a war without actually winning some of the battles. So, yes, the drive to win, Wally's not wrong. I got his back on this one.
Thank
trust
you.
me.
Thank you,
Feels
Wes.
good to win.
You know, the secret to a happy marriage, as long as neither one of you truly gets what you want, you're going to be very, very happy. That's compromise. What would you add to this? What would you say is the key to a healthy marriage?
Communication is so important. Let the other person know if you're in a bad mood, if you're sad, if you're hurting. Ask genuine questions if they express their feelings to you. Open, non-judgmental communication is so important. And above all, pray over each other if they're having a bad day.
I am learning that about like honest communication. I've been married for 34 years, and for the first 7 years of our marriage, like I didn't tell my wife what I thought about things. I just kind of went with it because I didn't want to upset things. I like my home being happy and peaceful. But like there's a time at which I realized she's not a mind reader. Just like I would get frustrated if she expected me to understand what was going on with her but didn't tell me. I couldn't. And I'm kind of the same way. And so it's like the longer we've been married, the more honest I am about things, where it's just like, today is not the day where I need you to do this. Tomorrow probably be fine. But today I'm not in the headspace where I'm going to accept that well.
Yeah, just open and non-judgmental communication.
I think that's great advice, and I would only caution against too much communication. Like sometimes I don't need to know everything you think, feel, or question. So how long have you been married?
We just passed the 10-year mark.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. I love to hear that. So what's your advice? What got you here?
Gratitude, definitely. And my husband recently shared with me to say thank you for doing something means I love you.
Yeah, I think if you learn to appreciate the other person for what they bring to the table and express that to them, like I'll tell my wife, hey, thank you for making me lunch today. I can do it, and I offer to do it all the time. She's like, no, I want to do it for you. So I make sure to try to not take it for granted and thank her, even if there's too much mayonnaise.
We take this very seriously.
Very demure.
It's news-ish.
Very mindful.
On The Wally Show.
What you got, Gavin?
When it comes to lost luggage, one of us in this room is an absolute expert. From, what was it, your trip to...
That was Greece.
Yeah.
And it was 16 days without luggage.
My vacation to Greece, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
I didn't have my luggage.
Okay, well, you try doing a cruise with no luggage. I don't care where you're going. The destination doesn't mean anything other than, no, you know what, it is important. Let me backtrack for a hot second, okay?
I went to Greece.
If I was in the United States and I lost my luggage, I could go to a Walmart anywhere and find something to throw on that cost me a couple bucks and fit. Try doing that in Greece, in tiny little towns in Greece. Those Europeans are small.
I went to Greece.
Their
and the people
shirts
so
are tiny,
small
and they're
so
linen,
tiny.
and they're expensive.
Oh, the
So-
thread count was just unbearable.
So I bought a couple outfits and had to recycle. I had a good run too. I hadn't lost luggage like that for years, and then now I'm so paranoid about it.
Well, speaking of lost luggage, there's a site, unclaimedbaggage.com, that lists kind of like the top 10 unclaimed lost luggage items of the year.
Yeah.
So let's go through some 2025 stuff. I don't think you're going to lose any of these things anytime that you're traveling soon. Someone listed a bionic knee that they found.
That's kind of cool.
Prosthetic knee. It had a built-in motor.
Oh, wow.
Said it was a prototype. I don't know what you would need that for.
Interesting.
Dude, like that
to
seems
kick
like an
people
expensive loss, you know?
Yeah.
And not a normal one.
Someone lost a set of grills with a Z. Which
Oh,
is
like your teeth grills?
Those things that like people like Post Malone, the rappers they like put over their teeth, said it was it had diamonds and 10 karat gold in it. So
God did them a favor on that one.
Someone lost a meteorite.
Oh.
They actually like were able to figure out that it was a part of a meteor that fell in the 1500s.
Oh.
So by far the furthest
What do
traveled.
they do with this
Kinda
stuff?
Cool.
Yeah,
and why
is
do
it
you
in a
put that in
suitcase?
your? Yeah, like that's the. Even the grills seems like a carry-on. Like you don't put anything in your luggage that you're not willing to never see again.
Someone
Because
yeah.
it can go so bad so quickly.
Yeah, no, and especially too, like but you don't want to FedEx stuff or like ship stuff.
No,
either,
just carry it on.
Yeah, someone lost a full beekeeping outfit. That seems like the most.
Yeah,
like
that's
probably
weird.
the lowest stakes.
That
Unless
one
they
I
were
would
hop-
have. That one I would have checked. Yeah, for
unless they
sure.
were
I wouldn't have
hopping
carried
off
that on.
Unless they were hopping off the plane and going right into a bee hive.
I remember one time forgetting that I checked my bag in an African airport one time, and I think it was in Uganda, and I had a new suitcase and had a side pocket for a laptop, so I put it in there while we were traveling. I forgot to get it out, and I go to the guy at the gate. I'm like, hey, man, I checked my luggage, and I left my laptop in it. He goes, oh. And I go, what do you think the odds are of me getting that laptop back? And he goes, not very good, sir. Not very good. And he was wrong, though. I got to my destination. My bag is on a tractor. I was a tiny little airport. Like, my bag is being taken off of the plane by a tractor, and I got it, and my laptop was still in it. I was so thankful,
Really?
man. Yeah. I beat the odds that day. The Lord was
Well
looking out
done.
for me. So there you go. That's going to do it for your news-ish. Thank you, Gavin. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and I Can Only Imagine is the song that mapped Mercy Me all those years ago. Huge song for them. And then they came out with this one, Even If.
I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand, but even if you don't.
I remember telling Bart recently, I said, dude, I know Imagine made you guys, but this song is your best song ever because it lands with people where they are. For most of us, we are sitting in that space of what if God doesn't show up the way I think he should? Is God still good? And that's hard. It's hard for people to wrestle with sometime. And so when I got this email about this from Les, he said, hey, when my son and daughter-in-law had their first baby, my granddaughter, this song really helped my son have peace. When my daughter-in-law was in labor, doctors realized every time she'd have a contraction, the baby's heart rate would drop. They discovered the umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck 3 times, and every contraction, it would tighten. They did an emergency C-section, and they said he said my son saw her, and when they lifted her up, she was blue from head to toe. He's like, I knew she was dead. By the grace of God, they got her breathing again. Her oxygen level was extremely low. She went straight to NICU, was there for about a month. She had 9 blood transfusions.
Wow.
And when they gave her the last transfusion, they told my son that this was going to be the last one. If it didn't take, there was nothing more they can do. It would only be a matter of time until she passed. And he said the whole time this was going on, my son and daughter-in-law were staying at the Ronald McDonald House in Louisville, just down the street from the hospital. And on their way to the room one day, my son was listening to Way FM, and he heard Even If come on the radio. He said it broke him. But at the same time, it also gave him peace because he knew that whatever the outcome, God was still going to be in it. The great news is the blood transfusion held the next day. Platelets came up, and she got to go home, and she's turning 9 this May.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Huge. But the turn of this is his son realizing in that moment that even if it doesn't go the way I'm praying for, you're still good, you're still God, I still serve you. That is the kind of faith that we should all aspire to. And you hope you learn it without having to go through something rough, like this. But I love that. But here's the thing. This song, Even If by Mercy Me, I was really encouraged by this. It's kind of double duty song. It's got duality to it. He said it was there in his time of heartbreak, but it also gave him hope and gave him peace. So it was doing double the job. And he's like, this is my son and daughter's song now. You could almost see them doing like a first dance to this when she gets married.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that got me. Oh, that just got me. So here's what we want to talk about with you right now. What is your double duty song? I mean, these songs that we play, they have purpose and they have meaning and a reason because of the lyrics. But have you ever found that song that worked with you through something that was difficult, but it also was the thing that brought you joy? I'd love to hear your story about this because you might have just the song that someone else needs to hear today. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's the number you can always call me on the show. We love having you on with us, and especially for stuff like this. So 855-33-WAY-FM. We'd love to hear your song right now. So what is that song that has been there for you during something hard, but it also brought you joy? It's the same song, and it did double duty.
So there is a song called Flowers. My dad has cancer, and it metastasized to his brain. And that song brought me through solace and understanding what solace looked like. And it also brought me so much joy. And now it's my daughter, who's 3. It's her favorite song.
Oh, really? I don't know this song.
Oh, you've got to look it up. It's a Christian song, and it's about how God plants flowers in the valley, and it just needs water sometimes.
Betty's looking for it right now as we speak, and so I think you got it?
Yeah, it's Samantha Ebert, Ebert, called Flowers.
Okay, yeah.
Well, here we go. Let's play a little bit of this. And you know what? You know, on Susie's recommendation, this might be just the song that you need, too, for the thing that you're facing. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm a good God and I have a good plan. So trust that I'm holding a watering can. And someday you'll see the flowers grow in the valley.
Has this song done the same thing for you?
It absolutely has. It met me during a very difficult time in my life, and it broke me down. And I just remember getting on my knees and telling God, even if he doesn't send me on the path that I wanted, I know he's there for me. And I knew that he would walk with me every step of the way.
What was going on that was so difficult for you?
My husband and I were going through a separation. I was 8 months pregnant and trying to figure out how I was going to, get through this.
I bet that was a little scary, huh?
It was very frightening.
Did you guys end up getting divorced, or were you able to kind of put it back together?
This song has become very important to both my husband and I. It breaks us down every time we hear it, but now in a happy sense. And we work through it, and he listens to God as much as I do, and God got us through it, and now it has a completely different meaning for both of us.
That's cool. I'm glad that, you needed it and you clung to it for the tough part of it, but then now you also see the provision and faithfulness in it, and it can bring you joy. I love how music can do that for us.
Yes, he got us over that mountain, and we're stronger than we've ever been, thanks to him.
What is that song that did double duty for you?
Ours is Waymaker.
Miracle work, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
Our daughter back during COVID was diagnosed with a cleft palate and cleft lip. And we were having a really hard time with it, knowing that we were going to have to go through this journey, pretty much alone without any help because of everything being shut down during COVID. But we were able to find a lot of hope in Waymaker and the unknowns, and the verse where he says, even when I don't see it, you're working. We were able to cling to that and trust that, we may not always see what he has, his plan and everything, but we can trust that he's got good things for us and for our daughter. And she's almost 5 now, and she's just thriving. And my 9-year-old still goes around singing it. It's just been amazing for our family. So
That's awesome. And I like that that's the part that you guys clung to as well, that declarative part of the song. And not just the end where he goes, "That is who you are," like Cookie Monster.
Yes, she still sings that part too all the time. So
That is who you are.
we have a giant sign of the song in our house too. So
Oh, I love it. I love that it really made that much of an impact on you guys. And I know someone else that would appreciate that is Michael W. Smith, too.
yes.
Uplifting Way FM. If it's trending, streaming, or starring, Betty Rock's got it on The Rock Report.
Pixar's new film, Hopper, had a big opening weekend, earning $46 million.
Ooh, I'm glad to see that. I like when they do well.
Exactly. And I thought that was really good. And it is. But then when you start comparing it to other Pixar films that are getting a second, third, fourth, fifth, then you're like, oh, well, maybe it's not as good. So I also came across the fact that Pixar is allegedly, they are coming out with a Monsters, Inc. 3.
Okay, I like Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, so I looked it up. The first one earned $62.5 million, and the second earned $82.4 million.
I think things have changed, too. Movies kind of get lost now a little bit more. I mean, you used to really look forward to them, and now they're just kind of everywhere. So I don't think the opening weekends are as big as they used to be.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. They're also planning on coming out with a third Incredibles.
Oh, okay.
So the first one earned $70.5 million.
First one's great. Second one, trash.
Really? Because the second
Yeah.
one earned $182.7 million.
Yeah, till they all went to it and went, "This is garbage. I can't get my money back, can I?"
It was a good movie.
They had and then they had things you didn't need. They had a swear word in there you didn't need. They had drinking in there you didn't need. Like, come on, guys, these are kids' movies. Stop making them grow up so fast.
And then finally, they're coming out with a sequel for Coco.
Okay.
Now, this is one that I never saw.
Okay,
It didn't look great to me.
I thought the same thing, and it's like about Deus Muerte, like the Day of the Dead, and all these things. I'm like, it's just weird stuff. And then I saw it, and I was un poco loco for it. I ended up liking it.
Well, when it first came out, it earned $50.8 million.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty good. But the record-breaking one was Incredibles 2.
That's
That
so
is
fascinating.
nuts, because it was the least good of all of those.
I personally, if you ask me about Pixar films, I love the Nemo and the Dory.
Those are good, yeah.
So maybe they'll come out with a fourth or fifth. I know they're doing, but this is Disney. They're doing the Frozen 3 and 4.
I know.
And that is unnecessary.
Not necessary, but they'll make a bunch of
It's
money
all a money
on it.
grab.
Well, they're making. We're talking about Pixar, right? They're on Toy Story 5.
I know.
We have too many Toy Stories.
I'm excited about this. I want to see him redeem it because the last one was creepy, and I hear from friends of mine that work there, like they are getting back to traditional storytelling without agenda, and that makes me excited. For a while, I would go to. This is really sad. I would go to Pixar or Disney movies, cringing, like waiting for the agenda. Here it comes. You're going to force something garbage on my kid. This is ridiculous. Or me. And then there was a little bit of a turn of that, and they had a big brouhaha inside. They're like, "You're trying to stop our, identities and stuff." And they're like, "No, we're trying to make money." And people don't want to go see this nonsense. And so I'm really glad as a shareholder that they're getting back to just telling good stories and stripping the agenda out. So there you go. Bunch of good new Pixar stuff on the horizon.
Working for a living, living and working. I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. We all got a job to do. And if you're lucky, you enjoy your job. I do, actually. And recently I came across this thing. The new CEO of Uber, most of us has probably taken an Uber ride here or there, got in, and they were losing about $2.5 billion a year. So his job is to turn it all around. And recently he started talking about this, and he said, part of working hard, I'm going to work hard, part of working hard is sending emails to the team on Saturday. So his leadership philosophy has been working, though. He pointed out last year they generated $9.8 billion in cash flow. So he turned it around and then some, from losing to winning. And he said, while you'll have to work hard, you're going to have a great time, but don't come here if you want to coast. I love this guy. I love this guy so much. He took the book on work-life balance and he burned it. He threw it away.
Yeah, but I think that there is a good balance. There's a healthy balance between going all in and being all out, okay? There is a work-life balance where we can come together and agree, okay? And I think emails on a Saturday...
No, not out of bounds at all. No.
I don't know.
No, like sometimes, okay, for example, if I'm working on something, because I work a lot on Saturdays, and I know that's my choice, but sometimes Gavin or Betty will have information that I need to complete what I'm doing, and so I will call them, or text them, or email them. I do it way less than I used to, but like I still need it so I can get my job done. So I need a little bit of help. I'm not asking you to do the project.
However, I think what I would, and that's fine. I think what I would point out, like, is the project that you're working on, is it your ADHD that's leading you, saying we have to mark this off the list, it has to be done, or can it be turned in like within a month?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm doing it now. No, it does. When Gavin started here, I said, hey, this is not a job where it's 9 to 5. I call you, I text you, you pick up, you text back. That's just the way it is. That's what radio is. Betty was already too far gone. Betty,
he lost the wheel a long time ago over here.
Yeah, Betty, I'm like, she puts it on Do Not Disturb for the love. But then I found out.
It's nap time, I'm out.
It's
I can get
always
around
nap
it.
time.
Yeah, I can get around it by just calling her twice and it will go through. So, and I'm very respectful of when I do that. I only do that if I have to.
And that's because I've scared him enough where he's been on the tail end of a hissy fit where he's like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah, so let's talk about this with you.
It's out of bounds.
All right. What is something that you felt was out of bounds at your work? You know, like some people could say, like Gavin, he'll go and make coffee runs for us. And it's because his job, he can work ahead, get his thing done, and go make the coffee. I would do it. If I could walk out of here, I would gladly do it. But people could say that that's like demeaning or something.
Well, I would say that it's out of bounds for Gavin when he says, my boss makes me order this ridiculous order on a coffee. That's not even a coffee anymore.
But your boss pays. Too, so
well, there is that.
That's also true.
Okay.
I'll order whatever you want, man.
Yeah, deal with it, okay? So what is your story of something that happened at work that you felt was out of bounds? I have a feeling that we will have very different viewpoints of this. Very different. I have a feeling Betty Rock will be completely on your side if it's anything that was remotely intrusive, and I'll be like, what's wrong with you? You're fired. 855-33-WAY-FM. So challenge us here. Test us. 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take your out-of-bounds work story now. What do you do for a living, by the way?
So I work in the business office at a church, but that is not what I did before.
Okay, because we're talking about out-of-bounds work requests. Like the new CEO of Uber is like, hey, I might email you on a Saturday and just deal with it. I love this guy. I'm all about it. Betty Rock would quit that job. You know?
I would.
So what was that thing that was a request that you felt was out of bounds for your work? Let's see where we land on this.
Well, my boss owned a dog, and I loved the dog, but I also got stuck walking the dog for bathroom breaks.
Now, really important on this is, what was your job title? Were you an administrative assistant or were you an accountant?
I was an office manager.
Okay. All right. A little bit elevated over the assistant whose job is directly to help the CEO. So that could be more inbounds. So as the office manager, you have other duties as well, and not to use the word duty humorously.
Yes, that involves picking up duties.
All right.
So did you explain to your boss that you didn't want to do this?
You know, I liked the dog enough to do it, but I drew the line when one morning I came in and someone had spit on the front door of the office, and I was the one expected to clean it off the window.
I think I would have done that one. Like, I wouldn't have made Betty Rock do that. Like, I kill bugs and things in the building. And
you do that for Gavin more than for
More
me.
Gavin, you're right, yes. But I wouldn't have made either one of you do that. I would have gloved up and done that one.
But the dog poop?
Would not have gloved up and done that. Absolutely not. I think that is the worst. What is a time in your career that something felt out of bounds?
We would have to go sit for a business meeting with our boss, but we would sit and listen to her talk about her marriage problems, the things she did all weekend, things going on with her kids. We would sit there for an hour on end just listening to her life situations.
Okay, 2 questions here. 1, you're still being paid, correct?
Yes.
And 2, you're getting dirt. Like, you can use that later, you know? Like, not the worst thing in the world.
I don't know, but I agree. I was getting paid.
Tiffany, it sounds like you were more of a therapist for her. And speaking as someone who didn't sign up to be a therapist either, I do believe that it is a out of bounds work.
I thought all
request.
this time we were just sharing our lives. You're like, well, let me share mine too.
Right? I need a copay.
Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show, and I spent the last weekend getting ready to go to Africa with Compassion International. We always buy a bunch of things to take for the people that we meet there and how we can help out and toys to play with the kids, because that's one of the best parts is hanging out with the kids and, teaching them new sports like dodgeball. No mercy.
Oh, my goodness.
You got to treat them like you would any other kid. No, but I'm really excited about this trip because I love going. I love seeing the work that Compassion is doing and then inviting other people to sponsor kids and get involved with it because it makes a difference in their lives and in your family's life as well. And we'll do a whole Compassion event. But leading up to that, I thought it was interesting. Like I came up with this idea that I wanted to flip the script a little bit, do a little twist. And I had asked for like 3 or 4 families that said, hey, we will commit to sponsoring a kid before the event. And I got way more people than I needed and could use. Like, what a great problem. Mm-hmm. And what we're doing is I made up these little packets of their family, pictures of their family, and like a little bio of their family, just like the kids would have when you sponsor them. And yet we're going to go over there for this trip and shoot a video of kids selecting their sponsors.
Awesome.
Yeah. Until you're in there, because mine's going to be in there as well. Mm-hmm. And I will be so nervous if I don't get picked. And I'm like standing right here. I'm right here in front of you, Moses. And so it'll be really fun to do. And it's just kind of that's not how we always do it, but I thought it would be a fun thing because I wanted to experience what it's like to wait to be picked for something, because that's what happens to these kids. Sometimes they wait for a year or more to get a sponsor, and it's heartbreaking. And so I can't wait to shoot this video and share all the stuff that we're doing while we are over there in Ghana, in Africa. That's where we're going this time with Compassion International. I'm going to be shooting a bunch of content and stuff, and you can follow along, wayfm.com. We'll have it on all of our socials and stuff. I'd love for you to check it out, share it with other people, and who knows, maybe if you get moved enough, you go, hey, I'm going to sponsor a kid early and jump in early. That would be great as well. So just, hey, thank you for listening and allowing us to go do this stuff and then having a heart for it when we get back as well.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.